For the first few months of the season, it looked like the Boston Celtics were in a dumpster fire. They started the season with a below 500 record, with them being 23-24. Their offense looked very dysfunctional, especially the duo of the two Jays, and their defense was well below average. And with this, brought up a lot of rumors that were being floated out around the team, and the blame game was rampant, to the point where Marcus Smart was saying in press conferences that the two Jays have to trust their teammates more and have to pass the ball. Also, the new Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka, almost every chance he got to speak to the reporters, looked like he was ripping the team every time they lost. And as if this could not get any worse for the Celtics, it was looking like they were in serious conversations on if they would have to potentially trade one of the two Jays. Crazy how far it was going. However, as we've seen, winning can easily get rid of a lot of the bad narratives surrounding a team. For the last 15 games, the Boston Celtics have a record of 13-2. Their offense looked like its finally has been clicking. The two Jays look more compatible on the court, and the improvements of Robert Williams and Grant Williams have clearly helped this team get back on its feet. Also, with them making a big splash this trading deadline with acquiring Derrick White and Daniel Tice, I do believe this team just got tremendously better. So, in this video, I'm going to try to tell you guys what has changed about this Boston Celtics team and if the success can still be maintained for the rest of the season, and maybe if they should be considered as legitimate title contenders in the NBA again. So, before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to keep you posted, and let's get into it. First and foremost, I wanted to talk about the two Jays and Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. To start off the season, it looked like both of them were butting heads on the court a lot. It looked like both of them were fighting with the mantle on who should be the best player on the team. And on offense, it seemed like they were playing a game that never goes well. Your turn, my turn, your turn. Instead of giving the ball to the player who has the hot hand, they would play this game, which proved to be very detrimental to the team earlier in the season. Both of them, numbers-wise, still looked very good, but it wasn't translating into wins. But for the past few weeks, it looks like they finally put that to rest and have been playing off of each other's games. Tatum, to start the season, looked like he took a dip in his efficiency, but for the past few games, the last 15 games, his efficiency has shot up, and due to this, his team has also shot up in the win column. Jayson Tatum's shot selection, if you watch his games, frequently can almost drive you mad. The level of difficulty of the shots he's shooting on a night in to night out basis can prove to be problematic for a team, but it looks like he's put in a more aggressive approach to just stop settling for jump shots all the time and start attacking the basket. Moreover, Jaylen Brown, every year in his career, we've seen a clear jump in his offensive game, to the point where we were having serious conversations on if he was now the best player on the Boston Celtics. And as I alluded to earlier, I told you guys on how Marcus Smart was very candid on the two Jays, saying that they have to be more willing to trust their teammates, and they have been doing exactly that. And then something I've been begging for the Celtics to add is a playmaking point guard that can consistently push the pace of the game and also slow the game down when they need to, and have a good enough ball handle to get to the rim frequently and still be able to complement Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And now they finally done that by adding Derrick White. Derrick White is a player who you can't judge all of your opinions on him solely off of stats. You actually have to watch him play. Derrick White is a 6'4" point guard that can practically do everything that the Celtics desperately needed. He could push the pace when needed to, especially if he gets the rebound. With him being a phenomenal passer, he's able to thread the needle on the fast break and find a wide open person consistently. And when you're on the half court offense, he's very good at drawing attention from the defense when he's going downhill, which is helping the Celtics because their offense can become very stagnant at times and become too predictable. He has a very high basketball IQ while also averaging 5 assists to only 2 turnovers a game, while still being a viable scoring threat. Derrick White loves to hunt for mismatches where he can take advantage of the big man, and he's still a very good cutter, knowing the best times for when he needs to go. The only problem with Derrick White on the offensive end is that he's not a good three-point shooter. Since he's been on the Celtics, he's shooting an abysmal 24% on 5.8 attempts, but I don't believe it will be too much of a problem for the Celtics, since everything else he does on offense I do believe will outweigh the poor shooting, and I think his three-point percentages will go up with the two Jays, who will be drawing a lot of attention from the defense, so Derrick White will be getting more wide open opportunities for him to score. And then he's also no slouch on the defensive end. He's a menace on defense, a great point of attack defender, while still being very good off the ball. You don't see him making bad reads in the passing lane, hardly ever overhelping, or he doesn't commit a lot of fouls either. Since he's been on the Celtics, he's averaging 1.4 steals and 0.8 blocks. He's a gritty defender who at times can be a tad bit over aggressive, but is exactly what the Celtics needed, since they needed another energizer for an offense that sometimes looked like they're just going through the motions in the game. And now pairing that up with another great defender in Marcus Smart can almost make life for a guard on the opposing team hell. FYI, since the start of 2022, the Celtics have the best defensive rating in the NBA and also have the best net rating. Afterwards, another big reason why the Celtics defense have been so suffocating for other teams is Robert Williams. He's third in the NBA in blocks per game, averaging 2.2, while also having the second best defensive rating in the entire NBA, second to only Rudy Gobert. And I gotta give Ime Udoka some credit for realizing when they run their double big man lineup with Al Horford on the court, they should have Al Horford guarding the primary center and have Robert Williams on the weak side of the court to be the one roaming around the basket when needed to, and allowing him to be on the perimeter as well. Because of his level of versatility, Ime Udoka is putting Rob on the wings in the corner more often because he's fast enough to help a man if they're getting beat off the dribble and is able to block the ball and send it flying, while still being very good on the perimeter. Not a lot of wings that are that much faster than Rob, which leads to a lot of blocks. The Time Lord has been defending smaller guards all the way out from the three-point line, great as well. And with his crazy athletic ability, his recovery speed to always be able to get up a good contest on guards is a testament to him. And then on the offensive end, he's shooting a ridiculous percentage in the paint, with it being 80%. And yes, I do know he doesn't take a lot of shots, but it is fun to see that when a center does get the ball, he's converting it at a high rate. All the Celtics need for Robert Williams for the rest of the season is to be more consistent and to stay healthy for majority of the games left, since injuries were one of the things holding back Robert Williams earlier in his career, but this year he's been healthy for majority of the year and has only missed 12 games. In addition, with also the improvements from Grant Williams' game have proved to be very crucial for the Celtics. Crazy how just a year ago Celtics fans were legitimately making the argument that Grant was the worst player in the entire NBA. This year he has truly shown himself to be a key role player for them. He's shooting the three ball at a 43.9% clip, and that would rank him as the third best three-point percentage shooter in the entire NBA. So to answer the main question, yes, the Celtics are once again viable title contenders. I believe that what they're doing as a team on both sides of the ball can't be overlooked, and it appears that they have resolved many of the obstacles that have prevented them from becoming a true title contenders. With their ball movement and suffocating defense, it appears that the squad has really bought into the Ime Udoka system. They certainly look like one of the most enjoyable teams to watch right now, without question. I also understand that the Eastern Conference this year is stacked, but nothing in the NBA can be predicted with confidence. So as long as the Celtics can stay healthy, I think they're legitimate contenders in the NBA. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys believe the Celtics should be considered as contenders? Or maybe some of you believe that the Celtics are doing right now is only a fluke. So let me know in the comment section below. So before you guys leave, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to keep you guys posted. And for now, your boy Dream Hoops is out, man. Peace.